morning, Dubai. Good morning, Arizona as well. Silva Moreno watching from Arizona. How cool. This is the Lovin Dubai show with me, Casey.
And me, Masa.
And we go through the top trending stories of the day. Our breaking news this morning, 13 Gaza Flotilla boats have been intercepted by Israeli military.
You can get from Abu Dhabi to Riyadh in under 5 hours very soon.
We're talking about frustrated residents are losing sleep over construction noises.
And residents say late night construction is... later on the show, we're going to be joined by Bassem Youssef. He's going to be talking about his comedy, his courage, and how he's changing the narrative on Gaza.
We were so excited for this interview. We had a sit down with the legend who really did change how a lot of the media and potentially the West were viewing the situation. It was on Sunday night.
We came over to the studio.
We were prepped. We were nervous and excited.
We had lots of questions prepared and lots of things that we really wanted to ask.
Yes,
and
for
to the root too.
For a 20 to 30 minute interview, which is a long time with Bassem Youssef, and we were
super excited. We had a 30-minute slot. Could you imagine? Usually you have 15 minutes, 10 or to 15 minute slots with such big public figures, basically. But
alas,
you know, I say, and I am so I'm so keen on that. I told Case and I told Kirby, our podcast, I think we were jinxed.
Stop it. We had a technical difficulty. Someone at Zoom didn't want the interview to happen, I guess. It took us, could you imagine, we have Bassem Youssef on the other line. We could hear his voice through our technical team and they could hear him, but we couldn't see him or we couldn't hear him. They couldn't hear us. 22 minutes it took to get set up. And if you're trying to have an interview with someone, that's like...
super stressful.
Very stressful.
From our end and their end as well, you know, because I'm sure they also have back-to-back interviews, so they need to get done with us to get into another interview. But God bless him, he was super nice about it and he was super appreciative and very calm and understanding.
Is very calm and understanding, yes, true.
Yeah.
And as the interview was happening, I was concerned. I was like, we're not going to get everything that we wanted from it. And so I was disappointed when it ended. Yeah. But when I look back over it, I was like, Bassem is so key in his details and straight to the point. It's so strong he's so powerful in his conversation that actually, despite the fact that it's just 8 minutes, we really hope you enjoy it and it's going live at 8:50.
Yeah, I'm excited for everyone to watch it as well, so I think they'll like it.
I hope you enjoy it, guys. Let's jump in to our top story of the day. This is breaking news. 13, but actually I have an on-the-ground report that says 15.
It keeps increasing.
It keeps increasing. Gaza Flotilla boats intercepted by Israeli military. So we're following the breaking news on the Gaza aid flotillas. Organisers have confirmed that 13 of their boats have been boarded by Israeli military personnel. The Global Summit Flotilla is one of the largest naval missions in recent history. It's 40 vessels made up of 500 activists, 500 people. Call them activists. They're people who want change from 37 countries. And their goal is to establish a maritime corridor into Gaza for aid and basically to challenge Israel's blockade of the territory.
According to reports, Israeli naval forces intercepted the boats late Wednesday, about 17 nautical miles off Gaza's coast. Communications were cut, signals were jammed, and activists on board were detained and taken to Israel. Among these taking part is Zahira Sumar, a UAE resident and a mom of 3. Her boat was not intercepted. She confirmed on her social media that 13 boats had been intercepted, but said her vessel remains en route to Gaza along with about 30 others.
So the numbers are changing. So in the last 3 to 4 hours, we've had a different number. The latest number reported by Dr. Zahira is 15 boats have been intercepted. Israel has warned it would do whatever it takes to stop the flotilla, which goes against international law, saying the volunteers are attempting to breach what it calls a lawful naval blockade. And as we said, Reuters have reported that this claim is disputed by international law. Saif Abu Sheikh, spokesperson for the Global Summit Flotilla, says over 200 people are involved in total, including delegations from Spain, Italy, Turkey and Malaysia. This mission has drawn global attention and its outcome is still unfolding. We actually have a video of one of the people. So what they did, they pre-recorded some messages to you as a public, and we're going to play one of them now.
Speaking on behalf of all the participants on Huga Yatta. If you're watching this video, then our boat has been attacked, or we've been intercepted by Israel and kidnapped. We are a non-violent humanitarian mission abiding completely by international humanitarian law. And we are appealing to all people around the world. Mobilize, put pressure on your government, and demand our immediate release and an end to the occupation. Free Palestine.
And so that's one vessel of the 15 that have been intercepted. Greta Thunberg, a well-known activist, her boat has also been intercepted.
She's been detained again, and why I like to bring Greta is because she understands the power and the influence that she has, and bringing people that have such big power and such big influence and massive following all over the world into those flotillas, it takes huge risk, first of all, because they're putting their lives on the end and for a chance of being detained. But she knows her power, and she knows that she'll be able to leave if anything happens, God forbid anything happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But
they're very brave.
they're very brave, and the reason why they're getting people with such big influences such as Yusuf Ahmad is because it will get public attention, public media awareness, to show people that Israel will go to the point to attack and to detain people that are just trying to deliver aid. And this is just a boat filled with aid because people in Gaza are starving. There's a huge blockade that's happening, and flotillas are seen as a threat by the Israelis.
And so what we have now is 15 to 30, 25 boats who are not being deterred by what's happened.
Yes.
So the story is particularly close to home. There is a Sharjah resident, a Dubai mum of 3. Her name is Dr. Dr. Zahira Zumar. She's currently on a flotilla. Her boat was not intercepted, as Massa said, but she is given an update 19 minutes ago to say they are still heading to Gaza. They are not being deterred, despite the fact that there's a small amount of aid. It's simply to show that they're trying to get through the blockade, and all they want to do is reach the shores of Gaza. But she said at the beginning, what's happening is that boats at the front are being intercepted. They're at the back, so they're still going to move forward. They're not far. I think we gave the how many nautical miles away they are from the coast. I had it earlier. But their aim is to reach the shores of Gaza and to reach the people of Gaza. And even just that as a moment of hope for the people in Gaza, to show that the world is watching and the world cares, is so powerful. So our thoughts and prayers are with them as they continue on this endeavour, and we as people feel so helpless, and we're so proud of these people on this such important mission.
And we're sitting here and we're watching, and we're just sitting and waiting for the updates, and they have such massive courage to go on those boats and to make such a big decision. I fear for Zahir because she's a mom of 3, but God bless her, and her efforts will never be forgotten. But I fear for them because if they were able to intercept the first few boats, I really hope they're able to succeed, because it took days to reach. It took them such courage. So I really hope they be able to succeed it. But our prayers and thoughts are for them, and people in Gaza are watching. People are appreciating these efforts that they're doing, and even if they weren't able to reach it, at least they were able to get the message out to the people. This is what Israel is doing. This is what's happening. We really try to reach them, but Israel is blocking anyone that's trying to reach Gaza.
And I think it's just important to say every day our thoughts are with the people of Gaza, and what's happening is inhumane. And it's just sickening to see that it's still 2 years later. It's still ongoing. Let's bring our conversation into transport. Some big updates across the region, both here and outside of the UAE. Massa's going to jump into it.
So you can get from Abu Dhabi to Riyadh in under 5 hours soon. So the long-awaited GCC railway is on track for completion by December 2030, connecting all 6 Gulf Cooperation Council states, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Oman, Qatar, Kuwait, and Bahrain, through a 2,177 kilometers network.
What an amazing achievement for all GCC countries. Once operational, the railway will transform regional travel and trade, slashing commute times such as Abu Dhabi to Riyadh to 5 hours on a train, can you believe it, while boosting economic integration and joint investments.
So authorities are working to align safety, environmental and technical standards across borders with efficient customs and immigration systems, seen as vital for smooth passengers and freight operations.
In parallel, the UAE's own Etihad Rail is set to open next year, linking 11 regions nationwide with a 350 km per hour service that will cut Abu Dhabi to Dubai times to 30 minutes, offering a major relief for daily commuters in Sharjah and beyond. We also had some very exciting news from the Abu Dhabi Transport Authority yesterday, in which they had two big announcements. In Abu Dhabi, there's going to be a tram in Abu Dhabi, and there's going to be an urban loop in Abu Dhabi. So just kind of expanding on the current public transport, which is amazing.
Yeah, and the map behind us is the first map that was released for the Etihad Railway. So you can see the line. We're all going to be connected by one line. We're just going to get easier through a train to Kuwait.
The GCC rail.
GCC rail,
right.
Sorry.
Wow.
But I'm so excited. You know what? I think I'd prefer going on a train than an airplane.
I don't know.
Would you? Would you love to be on a train? You know, part of my experience when traveling abroad is going on a train. Although we have a metro here, but it's just part of the experience.
It's a nice experience, but I think it's cost over time. Time is money.
True.
So if it's going to take me ages, I'll do the cheaper thing.
Super cheap.
And then based on the time, I don't know. Train is very expensive in like Ireland.
True.
Not very expensive, but expensive enough. And in the UK, I believe it's very expensive.
Yeah.
I think cost over time.
Cost over time.
And if you have all the time in the world, definitely go for the experience. But it will change.
It will change.
It will change the nature of travel in the region for sure.
And soon we're going to be able to get to Abu Dhabi to Dubai, Dubai to Abu Dhabi within 30 minutes. So I think this will help people also in maybe deciding where they'd want to live. For example, some people prefer to live in Abu Dhabi over Dubai. Some people prefer to live in Dubai over Abu Dhabi. But, you know, work comes in place and it just puts you the question, where would you like to live?
So true. It'll change the game for real estate. And potentially we'll be looking to Abu Dhabi for our next home.
Someone said, what time will it be starting for the GCC railways? It will be completed by 2030.
2030. Speaking of construction, residents say late night construction is keeping them awake. A resident has taken to social media, in desperation, saying non-stop late night construction has left their bedroom, their entire building unable to sleep. They claim the drilling and hammering has continued past midnight for over 2 weeks, despite sending emails, videos, and even contacting the authorities. They're still waiting for a resolution. As we know by law, construction is to stop by 8 p.m, but according to this post, that hasn't happened. Frustrated and exhausted, the residents are now pleading with the community for help, hoping someone will step in.
You know what? I think I'm so blessed to not live next to areas where there is a lot of construction, but I used to live like long time ago, 7 years ago. I used to live in a building and next to us there was construction happening. But it was never after midnight, it was never late at night. So we were never bothered by it, you know, it was just during the day and we had our own things, like we were either at school in our work time. But at night we never had that situation. So I'm so confused because I know they stop working at a certain hour. Or maybe because of the temperature. I'm not sure what's the case for this person.
The nighttime is, I think, the kicker here, because they're saying they can't sleep because of the nighttime construction. However, I saw this conversation play out on social media, and someone said actually there's certain things that they can do at night, so they can mix cement. But this lady who says no, they're drilling, they're hammering. I went to someone's home. It was actually when I was traveling in Jordan.
Sorry.
I went to someone's home and it was midday and they don't work. They're elderly people, and so they were at home, and they're at home most of the time midday, and there was construction happening in the apartment next door. And unfortunately, in that case, it's just a fact of life. Someone's refurbing for like 8 months, and it's just a unfortunate fact of life if that happens. Yeah, it was so loud. I was sitting there for like 30-40 minutes. It was all I could hear.
It becomes white noise for them, you know.
No, they were like, first our neighbours did it, and now they're doing it. I was like, oh, did they at least like drop in a care package with some things? Because it's just, you know, it's a building with maybe 3 big apartments. That's the building. But she said no. No one dropped any package.
You You know what's funny? Like I just remember something. How in Jordan and Palestine is like families they build apartments above each other. So you have a whole.
This was
building.
Jordan, actually.
Yeah, that's Jordan. Exactly. They have this thing where let's say the father bought building or like a house. Let's say just an apartment in a building. Then he'll build another apartment just right on top of it. So they're literally like 1 second away from each other, not a minute. They're 1 second.
I like that.
Yeah. They're just go down the staircase and you'll find the other house, like the grandparents' house.
Oh.
Then you have the other brother and the other
That's
sibling.
how it should be.
Yeah, you're all in one building.
Yeah, Mum, don't watch this. That's how it should be. No, I do think that's the perfect situation, having your parents not like in your space, but right next to your space.
Right next to you, so you never technically ever leave. Yeah, you're always connected, which is really nice. Like it's good to always stay in touch.
Okay, so on this one, let's leave it there. I think it is a bit of a difficult situation,
Yes.
but I think what you need to do is I think when you're really struck and you're not sure who the developer is, maybe get in touch with the local authorities. You can even report this on the Dubai app, the Dubai Police app, if they're breaking the laws in terms of late night construction. So we wish you the best in those endeavours. Let's jump in to our next story.
So a woman was ordered to pay 200,000 dirhams in a fatal drunk driving case. A Dubai court has convicted a woman of causing a fatal accident while driving under the influence of alcohol, ordering her to pay 200,000 dirhams in blood money to the victim's family, along with 10,000 dirham fine. Al Khalij Times reported.
The accident happened in Al Qudra when the woman who admitted that she had been drinking lost control of her car, crashed into several vehicles, and in fact struck 3 pedestrians. One person tragically died at the scene, while the other 2 were injured.
Medical reports confirmed her intoxication at the time, and she told the court that she was surprised to see the pedestrians on the road. Under UAE law, drunk driving is treated as a serious criminal offence, carrying fines, imprisonment and driving bans, with judges also having the authority to order compensation to the victims' families in fatal cases.
Our thoughts and prayers are with her, with the family of the deceased at this time. 8:48. It's time to welcome Bassem Youssef to the Lovin Dubai show. We were so lucky to have this chat. He's actually coming to Dubai in November. Coca-Cola Arena, get your tickets. But before he gets to Coca-Cola Arena, he was on the Lovin Dubai show talking comedy, courage, and changing the narrative on Gaza. Enjoy. So welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today's guest is Bassem Youssef, the Egyptian satirist, comedian, former heart surgeon, and a man who's been praised as a voice for the region during horrific times. He takes the stage at Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai on November 16th, but we are honoured and excited to welcome on the show Bassem. Thank you for your time.
We're honoured to have you here, and let's jump right in. So you have a huge show happening at Coca-Cola Arena, and this is not your first time coming to Dubai. What makes this show different? What should fans expect?
Well, last year I did like the same exact tour, and this year actually I'm coming with a whole new hour. And the last year the show was called The Middle Beast, but this time the show is called In the Belly of the Beast. What does it mean to live inside the belly of the beast? As there are people who are like, immigrants who live now in Western countries, and now we have to deal with what's happening there. And it's a kind of like more of a diary of what does it mean to be an immigrant in this time and age. And I'm very excited actually to try this, because it's kind of like I'm playing with a new concept, new ideas. And I'm very excited to be back to Dubai.
And what experiences are you drawing from? Because we know that you spent some time living in Dubai, which is actually new to me. So are you drawing from those experiences for the Dubai show?
Well, I lived in Dubai for a good year and a half before I went to the United States. And I don't think there was like a single year that passed by that I didn't actually visit Dubai since then. I'm in Dubai like about 3 or 4 times a year. And so I'm kind of like an honorary citizen in this country. So I do have a lot of experiences, and I'm going to joke about it too there.
Do you have the golden visa yet?
I had it a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Fair enough.
I had it before it was even golden. I had it when it was silver, and then it was upgraded. No, I'm just kidding. I had it.
What
I
do
was
you
like,
I don't know. I don't know.
We just have to talk about the Piers Morgan interview that took place in 2023 that went viral for all the right reasons, of course. It was really praised for changing narrative in the Western media and what was happening in Gaza. What does it mean to you personally that you did in fact help change the narrative in a comedic way?
I don't know if I changed the narrative. I mean, people have been very,
Help
very,
in changing the narrative.
people have been extremely very generous, and I think they give me too much credit that I don't deserve. I all I did was just like I went in with like a layman kind of point of view that this is ridiculous, and I think the only way actually to deal with politics and with the media right now with what we've seen is not to take them seriously. So I think it was. I think the reason it went viral is that people actually felt that they want to say these things to the media that has been lying to us, have been actually, we've been under the impression for a very long time that Western media had all of the accountability and all of the professionality, but I think the last 2 years changed our minds and our point of view about whatever Western value that they've been shoving down our throats, telling us that they are superior and then we follow them. So I think the veil and the mask has kind of fallen, and I have nothing but words. I have no power to change anything. I have no ability to change the reality, but all I can do is to talk about it and to joke about it. That's what I do. And I've said this before. It's like, yes, I'm a clown, and I'm an overpaid clown. And when people say like you're a clown, you're a gesture, it's like I take this with pride. At least I make people laugh. It is your problem that you're taking this word too seriously.
True.
I think you're being too humble in fact of that interview reached so many people, and it did actually change so many perceptions. And I know you've probably discussed it a million times before, but just in terms of like before you went into that interview, what you did was kind of a bold approach, right? And I just wonder, like, who were you bouncing those ideas off? Like, was it friends and family? And was anyone like...
No, nobody knew what. Actually, my agent like was trying to call me to talk me out of it because like you're gonna ruin your career in the United States. My wife, who's half Palestinian, begged me not to go because it's like we're running out of countries, and I really like it. I didn't like I went in. This was like a gamble from so many levels. This could have gone in either directions, and I took, but like it was, and I say this many times. When they approached me like they asked me twice to go on the show, and I said no because I was scared. I didn't know what to do, because you understand that the propaganda at the time and the lies that were spreading in the media at the time was so horrible that I said like, what I'm gonna say? You cannot defend this version of the story that bit by bit started to fall apart. But you guys lost your green
We're
screen.
still here. We're still here.
Yeah. So yeah. So I don't. So it was a very, very tough time like to go on, because how can you defend whatever is happening or whatever the propaganda talking points? So I said like, I'm not gonna go in and try to talk facts, because those people are experts about deviating and altering the facts and reality. So I'm just gonna go in with a satirical approach and just like tear them apart and tear their talking points without actually trying to go into what happened and what not, because this is kind of an endless void that you can't win.
With that being said, did you receive any backlash? I'm sure you did, but did you receive backlash or behind the scenes pressure maybe to change your views or to change your outspoken behavior or to go silent?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not a secret. I lost a lot of roles in Hollywood, whether in TV or movies. I had many of my shows being canceled on me. Actually, I talk about that on the show. I have actually like one story about one of my live shows was canceled, and it is hilarious because of how it was canceled and who canceled it. But you have to come to the show to know.
Will you name names?
No. I will. Of course, I will name names. But it's I try to. There's a lot of good and bad that comes with exposures like this. Of course, there's. I think the biggest reward is the people appreciation, the love that I really don't deserve that much. I'm very blessed. But the bad things that happen, the cancellation, the career hiccups, I try to take this and make them into funny stories. And actually, I talk about these things and I make people laugh with me about how ridiculous it is. Yes, so I kind of like, I lost a show or I lost a role, but I turned it into like a 10-minute segment into my material. So win-win, it's not always lost.
So would you consider it maybe a setback, or would you feel more powerful because of that? That you had so much power in your voice?
I like that millennial expression. Do you feel powerful? There's so much power in your voice. You see, like, Gen Xers like us have a much more, dystopian look and pessimistic look to the world. You guys still have like that kind of fire, that love. It's like, yes, you feel empowered. Do you feel that? I feel on the verge of cancellation any moment of the day. That's how I feel.
Oh no.
But does if when you say you feel like you're on the verge of cancellation, does criticism roll off your back, or can you sleep at night?
Oh no, I'm used to that for 15 years. And when with great exposure comes great pushbacks. It's not all fun and games, and it's also not bad. So I enjoy again, the love and appreciation from people, but the problem is that when you have a certain point of view, a lot of people, for whatever reason, they don't want that kind of headache, or they oppose it, so they want to cancel you, or they wonder if that will have like consequences that will harm their interest in somehow. So I mean, I have a very long history of being canceled everywhere. I think, yeah. So like, since I was, before even I went to the United States, I had my show canceled a couple of times, and I was, I even went to I was interrogated for my shows, and I talk about that in my last show. But this time, the cancellation danger is much more global. Like wherever you go, Australia, Europe, even America, you have always like people trying to cancel the show, people trying to kind of do it, but they see the people coming in and they show up on the show. So I think the only power that I rely on is the people coming in and actually showing the solidarity and the support, which I really appreciate. And I hope really to fill the arena when I come to Dubai. I did the Ittihad Arena last year, and it was an incredible experience. And I hope we do it again this time.
And with talk shows like the Piers Morgan Uncensored, do you feel like maybe some of those shows are practicing performative activism, where they're bringing advocates of Palestine, such as yourself, Ahmed Ad-Din, mainly for views and not maybe for the cause itself?
Well, I said that straight up to Piers Morgan in his face. I said that you guys are the real Iron Dome of Israel. I think that you guys are actually just like buying time and giving a cover, kind of exhausting us into all of these side useless discussions, giving cover to them on the ground to do whatever they want, and in the same time just giving us the illusion of inclusion and democracy, and they call it respectability politics. And this is the stuff that the facade that they put on their face as they're committing the most horrible thing is like, yes, we have free speech, you can talk whatever I want, as I'm giving them cover to continue to do what they want. So and the reason, and so someone who says, oh, why do you continue going up? Because what else should we do? I mean, at least we're at least we can scream. But I don't think they are sincere, and I don't think they are honest about what they do. I think for them it is just like to be relevant and to be, it's a circus, and unfortunately I play part of that circus too. But at least it's an outlet that you can speak about. But I don't think that they have the best interest of those people in their hearts.
Good point. We are running out of time, unfortunately. We're going to need to cut this interview short. But before you leave us, we know that you're returning to Egyptian TV, which is super exciting.
It is really an interview like that. Seriously, it's not like a return or anything. I mean, it's a remote interview. It's going to be a much more extensive interview, of course. But it's a lot of the problem is, again, so much expectations.
We're excited for it after 7 years.
I try to tell people, guys, just lower your expectations. Just like it's an interview. Just like I'm gonna be talking, is like I'm talking to you right now. So, but with better camera qualities on my end.
Well, the follow-up, and maybe some better technicals, hopefully on the other side too. The follow-up question was going to be, well, if you're returning to TV, would you ever consider a career in politics?
Oh, never. Oh, no. No, that's terrible. Like being a politician, that's the worst thing ever. No. I'd rather sit on my chair and just make fun of them.
Oh. Well, you're certainly making people happy. Bassem Youssef, thank you so much for your time. Guys, Coca-Cola Arena, he's coming in November. Get your tickets. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you at the live show for sure. Big fans. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.